So in this video, we're going to look at just some important types of code. Now your notes should help you through with this, but just in terms of actually physically putting them into the software, we're just going to look at how to use or how to set up a latch. Okay, really important, how to set up a latch, how to set up a timer, both a normally open and normally closed timer. We'll have a look at just kind of timers, how to do a counter, and also how to use a flag. Okay, I might do them in a couple of videos. I'll just see how I get on, how long it goes out. So the latch is probably the best one to start with. Okay, and we know with a latch you need an input. Okay, so start button to start your latch, and then that's going to turn on some sort of output. Okay, so we'll say a solenoid. Now what you need to do is you've got to allow your output to act then as an input. So you can still just label Y0, but you're now putting the input symbol beside it. Okay, and then what you do is you branch that in. Okay, so you'll see if I push the start button, power is allowed to flow into the solenoid. Once the solenoid turns on, anywhere it's also labeled as an input, that'll turn on. And now power can come through this direction. So even if I lost power here, it would still have a route through. Okay, so it's latched on. Now that'll stay on forever. We need some way to break the latch. And what we can do is we can put in a symbol there. It has to be normally closed. And we'll call it X1. Okay, and X1 is going to break our latch. The reason it starts as normally closed. Okay, so there's our normally closed. Where is our normally closed contact? There it is there, sorry. So you can drop it in there, or indeed if you just double click, you can put in the symbol there as you go. So it's normally closed, so it means it allows power to flow through. So if we've nothing turned on, power is starting here from our live rail. We're trying to get through this push button, but until we push it, then we'll be able to go through. So if you push that push button, it goes through. Seeing that this is already closed, it'll just go through, turn on the solenoid. Solenoid now can flow through this path. If we push this push button, that will work in reverse. So it will open the contacts first. So we'll cut the power off from either of these two rails to supply it over here. So that will break our latch. So I can check, is that correct? I can compile it. The shortcut to download it to the PLC is just up there. Make sure parameter and program are selected, and make sure your your PLC is in stop mode. So I'll put it through the simulation just so you can see it working. Just wait for it to download. Close that. Close this button. If we press F3, we'll turn into monitor mode. You see that kind of tick blue line comes up. You'll see X01 is starting in the normally closed position. So it's allowing power to flow through. Nothing else is there. So if I go to my physical PLC and I turn on X0, you'll see power will flow through. It will turn on, sorry, just make sure it's in run mode. It will turn on the solenoid. That will keep power flowing through. Even if I turn off X0 now, you'll see the solenoid staying on. It's staying latched on. It's still keeping power through this railway line. And then for in order for that to cut it off, I need to operate X1, which now has broken the rail, not allowed power through to our solenoid, turned off our power. And if we put X1 back into its normally closed position, you'll see we're just back to our start position. To come out of simulation mode, to monitor mode, you press F2, and that'll allow you to edit. Because when you're in that F3 mode, that monitor mode, you can't actually change anything or do anything with the code. Okay, it only lets you search for things. So to come out of that, you got to press F2, so that I can then do some editing and change my code if I need to fix it. Okay, so that's a quick video on how to do a latch. And yeah, I'll separate these videos out so that we'll look at a timer and then look at a counter and a marker.